Yeah. I'm so afraid to lose you. That I'm losing myself. I'm so afraid to choose you. So I'm choosing myself. Oh, I'm so afraid to lose you. 'Cause I'm finding myself in you. Oh, still doing choosing me. I'm choosing myself. Oh, deep down I know you, but you don't choose me. You don't choose me. I'm choosing myself. I'm choosing myself. Oh, it's about time. 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 Don't let me choose by myself. Don't let me choose me. Say choose me. Choosing the happy, the real me. Choosing the feeling I feel when I look inside. I'm choosing myself. Take a long time, so I'm choosing myself. It took a long time. I'm choosing myself. Took a long time. I'm choosing myself. Thank you. I'm being ready.
Testing 1, 2. Are we good? Testing 1, 2. Can everybody hear me okay? Alrighty. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Rhyme Line. As always, it means the world to me that all of you have taken time out of your evening to come and share in the arts, in poetry, in expression, especially with how wet outside it has been. Thank you so much. This rain makes me not want to do anything, so I appreciate that y'all have decided to do something in the rain. Give yourselves a round of applause. So I do want to give special recognition to you free workshop earlier today about grief work in poetry. I promise it will not be the last. I do intend to do more work like that. Grief work in community is very, very important. Grief is really, it's individualized in that it looks a little bit different to each person that experiences it, but it is work that is best done in community. So I do hope to do more community work around grief soon. Thank you to those that joined us. And as a reminder, if you joined us for the workshop earlier, you are under no obligation to read anything that you wrote that was inspired by the workshop. Some poems are just for you, and that's perfectly okay. I also want to recognize our guest poet and my co-facilitator in that workshop, the lovely Miss Sorry Walker. Sorry is a good friend of the gallery, a longtime supporter of Rhyme and Line. Sorry has been here since maybe the first or second Rhyme and Line in maybe 2019, somewhere around there. Yes, Sorry is a Rhyme and Line OG, and we are blessed to have her. Thank you for joining us tonight. So, a little bit of housekeeping, some announcements. The next event we have here at the gallery is going to be on November 29th, and that's Evening in the Courtyard. That's celebrated all throughout Mongoose Junction. The Mongoose Junction Association will have live music going. There's going to be a lot of things on offer, a lot of food, a lot of things on sale. Here at the gallery, we will have all new art set up, so don't get used to how it is in here now. By the 29th, it'll be all rearranged, so please come out and support. There will also be a fashion show held by Bambula, and it will be featuring the Bajo el Sol team. So if you'd like to see the Bajo el Sol team model some clothing for Bambula, come on out on November 29th. That's going to be starting, Evening in the Courtyard starts around 5 p.m., lasts throughout most of the evening. So, on December 14th, Bajo el Sol will be celebrating its 30th anniversary. Yes, 30 years. So, in celebration of that, there's going to be a show featuring some of the founding artists of Bajo el Sol, as well as pretty much anyone that has showcased their work here at Bajo throughout those 30 years. They each have an opportunity to have something on display. I'll have something on display. I don't know how to use no paintbrush. I'll figure it out because I have to have it ready for the 14th. I hope that for all of us, it looks good. If not, there's going to be plenty of other artists here with their stuff that you can look at their stuff instead. Last announcement, for sure. The Rhyme and Line Poetry Anthology will be dropping in December. We have all, yes, I'm serious this time, December. It's dropping in December, Aaron. We have already ordered our proof to do the last look over, so it'll be here, and we'll have a launch party in late December. We're going to invite all the poets that are featured. Several of them are here in the gallery with us tonight. Katie is featured. Sorry has the first poem in that book. Nida is featured. I'm featured. My mom is featured. So that's going to be in late December. I'll have the dates to you soon. Be on the lookout for that. So, getting into the reason we are all here. One last thing I have to do. A little content warning. Here at Rhyme and Line, we have a procedure for content warnings for works that contain themes or depictions that members of the audience may want to skip out on. At Rhyme and Line, our first priority is creating an environment where we all feel safe, here sharing and engaging with poetry as an art form. In keeping with this, content warnings allow for listeners to decide whether they want to engage with content they may find triggering or offensive. For works that contain overt sexual acts, overt or implied instances of self-harm and suicidal thoughts, overt or implied physical violence, overt or implied instances of abuse, we ask that performers start their performance by giving a content warning, which states which of the previous is in the poem, and then give like a 5-second pause, let the audience hear what was in the poem, let them decide whether or not they want to stay, and then proceed as normal with their poem. Now, so long as each performer's work isn't overtly violent in nature and it's not inflammatory to any historically excluded or marginalized groups, we don't really do any kind of bans on topics or content here for your works. It's just that I have a responsibility to keep this space safe and full of ideas. Y'all cool with that? Yes. And with that, we can get into the poetry. We got a short list tonight, but I will go ahead and start us off. Got one I wrote today. There were two that you guys have not heard, but are kind of old for me, and they're a little bit short. And then I got one that's a repeat. So, the poem that I wrote today is called Strange Dreams. I find myself haunted by strange dreams, visions cloudy like ghosts, lighter than air but black as soot. They lay thick like the dust in your old room, full of things I refuse to touch, for to move them removes what remains of you. I hope that room is haunted by a specter, but I suspect there is none. It's just a room of dust and antiques, and the creaks and groans of old floorboards are figments. I am grieving. All I'm left with is these strange dreams. Okay, so I'll do two short ones. Reprieve is not rest, is what this one's called. Reprieve means postpone. To lie in waiting for next task, to pause in anticipation, to start again. This is not rest. Rest means full stop, means don't pass go, means forego others, to stay solid, for if your foundation falters, all the rest will crumble. I'll do one last short one. I'll save that fourth one for when we do the next round. Spare key. You still hold the key to my heart and my apartment. Feel free to stop in for a coffee or a glass of water. Cuddle with the cats like we used to, like nothing's changed, like our love still flows forever. So, up next, we got a good friend of the gallery. We have Katie.
For some reason, I always get really nervous. I don't even know why.
I'll get you a bit taller.
All right, so I'm going to read a piece that I just wrote tonight. And first of all, I want to say thank you, Raven and Suri, for having this workshop and talking about grief. Like, the easy road is to talk about the fun things, right? The happy things, the good things, the things that make people warm and cuddly and puppies or some shit. But, like, there is, like, the rest of life that we have to talk about, and it's so necessary. Thank you so much. I went to my first writing workshop ever here at Bajo el Sol, so thank you. So I'm going to read a piece that I wrote tonight. I think it's best understood in adjacent to a piece that I wrote last December. So here we go. All right. So this is called, last December I wrote it, it's called Ode to My Shrimp Escargot. White wine, butter, garlic, toasted goat cheese. These are the ingredients added to perfectly poached shrimp, making my favorite late lunch dish. I sit at my favorite table, I had my favorite afternoon bar, I had my favorite gin cocktail. What and who I love, I really love. White wine, butter, garlic, toasted goat cheese. These are the ingredients of French cooking. Rich, extravagant, luxurious ingredients. And lately there has been an additional ingredient, call it the current season of my life, call it my human experience in expanding my flavor profile, call it proof that a little bit of soul added to any food makes it better. Whatever we call it, what I know for sure is that the saltiness from my tears has been an addition to my favorite lunch lately. You see, last month I sat at my favorite table, I ate my favorite lunch, and I received a phone call from my dad that my mom had just suffered her 4th stroke. I cried into my shrimp escargot as I thought of my mom disappearing in front of me, as every stroke takes parts of her. Every stroke kills a part of my mom, parts that I can never get back. You see, on Wednesday of last week, I sat at my favorite table with my favorite lunch, and I opened my new favorite book. It's a book about black cake and complicated families and secrets. And I cried into my shrimp escargot as I thought of the secrets that kill parts of us that we can never get back, parts of me. You see, today, I sat at my favorite table and I ate my favorite lunch, and I thought of love that is lost, love that was careless and cruel, and yet I still loved him. Love him. I thought of the parts of me that his careless love had taken, and I wondered if I would ever get them back. White wine, butter, garlic, toasted goat cheese. My tears drip drop, sliding down a shrimp, and emulsify effortlessly with the butter, and I think that's okay, because tears by their nature are also rich, extravagant, and luxury. They are rich in a love that I've experienced. They are extravagantly shed without shame and without restraint, like the French, and a luxury. Tears are the luxury of surviving loss, of surviving careless love, of still being here. And I'm still here. The waiter brings over extra napkins to sop up my tears. She brings over extra bread to sop up the butter. She punches my loyalty card. 3 more punches, and I get to eat my shrimp escargot for free. White wine, butter, garlic, toasted goat cheese with a side of tears. Rich, extravagant, luxurious tears. So then today we talked about grief. We talked about my mom. And I wrote this, standing right here, not with shrimp escargot, but with a quesadilla, which is pretty good. Okay. It's called Invoke. Incense hung sweetly in the air, tall candle burning, a wooden bowl in the center of the table, and we gathered around. The woman leading the ceremony asked if we wanted to invoke a name, to put name to loss, to put face to grief, to pour out for who and what we mourn. How do I invoke for those still here? How do I invoke the name of myself at age 19? How do I invoke a girl who didn't know yet how cruel the world could be, or how little my voice would matter? How do I invoke and name the thousands of losses, the price of living as a woman in this broken world? How do I invoke the name of myself, broken at age 37, as I listen to the fertility specialist list all the reasons I would never be a mom? How do I invoke the name of my mom? My mom still here with us in name only. Her loss of mobility, speech, memory, dignity, it has all combined into a grief that feels like it is crushing me. My mom who I love. My mom who taught me to love words. My mom who told me after every breakup, every bleak day, that all I have to do is give it 1 year. She says, 1 year and everything will be so different. She doesn't say much now, and when she does, I understand even less. But she is still here, and Thanksgiving is her favorite holiday. And the smell of deep fried turkey legs will hang in the air. And my sister will light an autumn-scented candle, and the center of the table will be filled with way too many side dishes. And we will gather around because we are still here. My mom is still here. And my dad will ask what we are grateful for, and I will say this.
Thank you, Katie. And thank you for joining in on the workshop today. I appreciate you. So, up next, we have good friend of the gallery, Mr. She's back from Korea. Where's she going? We have Nida. I'm cheating. I have on my Converse, was it X-Cross lugged boots, so I'm taller than I should be. But I wore these all up and down Korea. 7 miles in the rain in Korea. It was beautiful. I would love to go back, and everyone should go at some point. And a lot of the poems I wrote while traveling these past 6 weeks and change. And so we're walking through museums, and a lot of us in America, we think of museums, we think of like the Egyptian, how they have their kings in tombs. So fun thing about Korea, they have these giant hills where the kings are actually buried underneath that they forgot about. And it wasn't until some kids were playing in the dirt and a cop found them with gold, like, where'd you get that? Oh, from this hill. And they went and excavated it, and they found, oh, these were all our kings from the Syria Empire. And it's really cool to be able to walk through and see all that stuff. So I was a little history buff, 7 miles in the rain, flower festivals. Jeju Island is indeed Animal Crossing in real life. But as I was walking through the museum, this came to me. It's called I Find Myself. I find myself in places I have no business being. In rooms built by people who never dreamt I would walk through the doors. I find myself in places where no one looks like me. In rooms where only rumors of my existence echo empty corridors. I find myself in shadows, in places forgotten by time but remembered by me. I find myself. And this one I've been like playing back in my head. It's a little longer. You might shoot for this round. It's called Look No. Don't look for me in halls of stone or marble tile. Academia, while for a time, held my attention, but never my essence. Look for me on sandy shores, when the moon feels within a mile. Do not search for me in books covered in cobweb dust, spines creaking as you thrust them open, searching for my words on the page. Nay, I say, big man, me not there. Look for me in the music of the night, in the uncomfortable silence, in the hum of an old Dutch house on 7th Street. You know, the girl on the street light, setting with the sunset. Look for me in the shadows, if guilt be in your heart, and you think my specter would waste eternity haunting you. Look for me in the stars, if your love was forever true. Like the moon, we have our phases, but I will always shine for you. Look for
Look for me at the rock show, any fair or parade day. Find me in the smiles, in the laughter, in the joy. Find me in the sunrise, sunset, boat trip, wet, vet, bacchanal of life. Find me before I'm gone, before it's too late, before all we have left of our culture is a pressure bus pipe sound.
Thank you, Nida, and we're very happy to have you back in the territory. So before we go to our featured poet, just to talk a little bit about what inspired the workshop and some of the theming around this Ramadan. Themes for Ramadan is kind of a new thing, and if you see me put out a flyer and it's got themes on it, it's a suggestion. Come with what you have. Come as you are. We accept you as you are. Whatever you have written, whether it's been on your heart for months or, like most of us, you scribbled it onto a sheet of paper like 10 minutes before I started the live stream. It's perfectly fine. But, you know, in light of political goings on, you know, in the mainland and the impact that it has here, I think that a lot of us are dealing with different expressions of grief and loss, and all of them are valid, and I encourage you to try out poetry as a means to explore those things. I'm hoping that I can get some new faces the next time I do a Greek Word Poetry Workshop. But I was blessed with the presence of our featured poet here, Miss Starry Walker, and I'm excited to hear what she has.
Good night. Where am I? So this is very cool because, okay, so when I came here, when I got off the ferry, I was 22 years old. I am 28 now. Yeah, time went by. When I was here, no, when I left here, I thought I would be going to Indonesia to teach, but it was like during COVID, so they shut everything down real fast. So I was leaving here, and I was like, I'm going to go on another adventure, and I was like, oh, I'm stuck at home. That's great. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm going to put you on the spot. How did you make your way here? I think that's important.
Oh my
to
goodness.
share.
Okay. So you know what I really think this journey didn't start then. I think it started when I was like, I don't even know, like 9, watching, I was watching College Hill. Have you ever heard of that show?
Yeah.
And you know how they came here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like y'all probably didn't, they probably wasn't supposed to be here. But that was one of my favorite shows, was College Hill, right? And then there was this girl on there, and like, I think she was from here, but she could fight, and everybody was always talking about that, and she, okay. But anyway, so I was like, oh my goodness, that place looks so beautiful. And then like years later, I saw this girl post on Facebook, like, oh, I just volunteered with All Hands and Hearts. This is how you do it, or whatever. And I was like, oh, I'm ready to leave home. I can't wait to go there. Like, let me just sign up real quick. They were offering like flights for people to come here. If you stay for 2 weeks, you could get like a free flight. I don't have no money. That's like a common thing, you know. But I signed up for 2 months. I came here and I fell in love with the sun, the sky, the people, the ocean. I was like, and then I was like, oh right, College Hill. Oh yes. But anyway, so that's how I came here. I came, and then I just graduated from college. So I left, and I was like, I gotta figure out how to get back here. So I volunteered again for like 6 more weeks. I found a job, like several jobs. And I was working on St. Thomas at Black Art Theater. Did anybody get a chance to go there? And then.
Sorry, you forgot to say why you were volunteering. Hurricane Irma.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I'm trying to figure out they know the placement of that. yeah, so it was after Irma Maria, which is crazy because that was, of course, like, I never been here before, so I didn't know what it was like before. So I had no idea what everybody had going on before the hurricane. So now I come back, I'm like, oh, that's new, that wasn't here, this is bad. I'm just like, dang, this is crazy. Feels like I've been gone for 10 years. It hasn't been. I am now a mommy. I didn't birth her, but I am marrying her father. Yeah. And so she's my baby, and her name's Emilia Ashana, and I love her. She loves me. She's 4, and she's Jamaican, and she's so spicy and so grown. She's like 37, but she's 4. And yes. So shout out to her and my love of her life. But anyway, so I don't want to be up here too long. I need to get to the homeless, but I wanted to come back here because of the love that I received while I was here. So I just lost one of my best friends of like 10 years. I just lost her. She passed away 2 weeks ago. And I kept trying to figure out how could I get away from home and where could I go. So this was the place that I knew that I could come to and be myself and heal. That's right. And just be me. And that's all I had to do. So it just so happened that we're having Ramadan. And I thought to myself, I should have come when they were having Ramadan. And then I got a message, oh, we're having Ramadan. And I don't have a plan here. I tried to make a plan, but everything kept failing. So I want to shout out to Langston Hughes. I'm going to read his poem that he wrote for his friend, and then I'll read my grief poem that I wrote. So this is Langston Hughes. I loved my friend. He went away from me. There's nothing more to say. The poem ends soft as it began. I love my friend. So that's Langston Hughes. So then I wrote this. Speak over these dry bones and watch them not rise. Not even after they are wet with the tears falling from my eyes. Not even after I look up to the sky and call on the name of God. Speak over these dry bones and watch them not rise. Not even after they are drenched with the tears falling from my eyes. Not even after I look up to the sky and shout the name of God. Speak over these dry bones and watch them not rise. Not even after they are drowning in the tears falling from my eyes. Not even after I look up to the sky and say, Lord, have mercy. Four blue walls wrap themselves around me for comfort, like a crochet blanket made by a grandmother's loving hands. And I can feel the weight of my lack of dignity crushing me until I am microscopic, small enough to be picked up by the insects crawling in the cracks in the concrete on a hot summer's day before they are crushed by some curious child or a careless adult, me, a crumb in the mouth of a black ant with broken wings who cannot seem to fly away to save her own life, him I did. So I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. And who knows Greenville? Oh.
South Carolina right there.
Okay, South Carolina. Okay, South Carolina. Anyway, so I am from Greenville, South Carolina, and my poetry mother, Glennis Redmond, is a poet laureate of Greenville. And she was asked to do this project where the artist, so this is actually me, so an artist by the name of Shay Black painted this based off a picture that my cousin took of me. And so, but there's so many other people in here, like there are all kinds of art in here if you wanted to look at it, I can pass it around. But so the poet wrote a poem based off of what the artist did. So of course I got a painting of me, so my poem is Starry. The light that she is used to be a fragment of a spark that she carried in the palm of her hand. On most days, she couldn't see it with a magnifying glass. It was the comforting heat that she felt from it that kept her going as she teeter-tottered from side to side like a wandering toddler, carefully sheltering her flame from any whisper of air or raindrop of doubt that threatened to put it out if she moved too fast. The spark was her lifeline, a guiding light on a path with no markings or tracks, with no compass to encompass the direction that she needed to go. She would listen to her heartbeat speak. Close your eyes. You are not lost. Feel the warmth. Let it ground you and give you wings. Do not be afraid. One day you will become one with the light that you hold. Do not be afraid. Open your eyes, look towards the horizon. That is the direction that we will go.
It's called ekphrasis, where you write the poetry connected to the art. I love that.
More than one.
No, I did not. Let me tell you something. I've been trying to get myself together every day, and every day I ended up watching Mom. Like, I swear to God, I swear. Like, I was just like, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be so fun. You need to do it. You need to write it, and perform, you need to do all these things, and I would like be like, no, like I need to watch Mom. It's so funny. The show is so funny. Like, I never get tired of it. But, what am I doing with this? Oh, there must be a poem here. Okay. But, yeah, what else has happened since I left here? I already mentioned I'm getting married. I already mentioned that. Got a little baby girl. I think that's all that happened that I cared about. Nothing else really exciting. I spent some time in Mexico. I went to, I was in Playa del Carmen, in Merida, in Cancun. I went to Thailand. I went to Italy. Anybody seen Eat, Pray, Love? Yeah. So that is like my favorite.
Yes.
That, you read the book? You smarter than me.
Yeah.
I just watched the movie. But I love the movie. Like, her whole journey is like, it's just like, yes, I love it. So I had this dream for years of just going to Italy, and then all of a sudden I met this amazing human being, and I kept talking about Italy. He's Jamaican. But he was like, oh, you're going to Italy. And I was like, I'm going? He was like, oh, you're going. So he sent me there for my birthday, and I was like, oh, I already knew I was going to marry him, but he definitely proposed to me the day before I was getting on my flight. braiding nails. That's all you need to go for if you've never been. That's it. It's so good.
So good.
Yes. Okay, so I was a part of this other project. So we have a bus system in Greenville. It's not like Atlanta or anything, or no major city, but it runs every hour. Kind of like here, kind of like y'all probably can relate. But we interviewed people that was there. Needs of transportation was riding the bus, and we got to listen to their stories, and we had to write a poem based off what they told us. So I had this lady named Jessica, and she was awesome. She was an artist, and I'm always drawn to artists, of course. I always find the artists, but she told me her story, and it was so beautiful. And I didn't put it in the poem, and she doesn't mind me talking about it, but she was a drug addict before, or whatever, and she told me the story about how she rides the bus to work at the hospital that used to treat her. And I just thought that was a beautiful full circle moment, and I was just so happy to have her. And she told me about her grandkids and how her new granddaughter is keeping her going. And so I was very happy to be a part of that project. If I can find it, hold on. That's what I mean by I'm not prepared. And I'm gonna do one more because now I'm getting hot. Okay. Okay, here it is. Hey, y'all, I got this poem about being black in the country. I can read that one. But I'm from South Carolina, so I just, what? Okay, the art of riding the bus, a tribute to Jessica Majors. Remember that you have a lot to be proud of. Buy an extra ticket so that your pride can sit next to you. Never leave it behind. It has been a long journey in this life, and it has not been easy. You are a woman, mother, grandmother, survivor. You were born tired, but not too tired to keep going, not too tired to keep fighting for the freedom that you deserve. Take out your headphones, go to YouTube and play Kevin Gates. I don't get tired. This song will be a mantra, a reminder that we must speak things as we want them to be and not as they are. Go into your book bag. Pull out your mixed media art journal, a place where you keep the found things that most people would throw away. It echoes the beauty within you and runs parallel to the legacy that you will leave behind for your granddaughter. It will show her that things may look ugly in the beginning, but as long as you don't give up on yourself, they will always turn out beautiful in the end. Just as you have had to fall in love with yourself, fall in love with the butterflies that you see flying outside of the bus window. Know that you are a part of they are a part of your tribe. Like the butterfly, you have had one hell of a journey finding your wings. Now let go and let God take the steering wheel of this bus that's on the road to redemption. So I wrote this poem in Mexico, and it was so funny. Like, it's not funny, the poem's not funny, really. but it was just funny, like, being in Mexico and, like, reading it.
Mexico?
Yeah, yes, Mexico. I'm with you. You want to go? I love it. Okay. It's so hot there, though. I can't do it. Anyway. I love being black. First of all, I'm from South Carolina. I already said that. So I'm from South Carolina. Like, I'm from Greenville, South Carolina, which is like 30 minutes from like Fountain Inn. Where are you from? You said South. Where are you from?
Bryson City. I'm from here, but I went to high school, Bryson City, North Carolina.
Okay, okay.
Was Asheville.
Yeah, they
Well,
kind
I
of
went to
country
prison
too.
in Asheville.
They kind of country too.
Yeah, I used to be around that.
But so I grew up with a very Southern household. So go to church every single Sunday, Sunday meal, macaroni and cheese, cornbread, like fried chicken, like everything, like every
Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas.
Yo.
And then you have to have those like for the new year, when we broke all year, not having collard greens. Okay, anyway, so that's where I grew where I'm from, I love that that's like, you can't hear it right now. But, because I kind of like cold switch when I'm speaking to people that I feel like won't understand me.
Old school accent.
So, what?
What's your old school?
Oh, nah, I ain't coming like that.
You gotta make up mind.
But, nah, so it might come out in this poem a little bit. But the thing is that I just feel like everybody should be proud of where they come from. You know, no matter, I feel like people think people from the country are stupid and dumb, but those are our farmers. They were the people that really held the country together. Like, you know, so I just feel like we should all just be proud. I'm gonna give you a minute. No. so my great grandmother is Virginia Scott, and she's everything to me. She's no longer living, but she's here with me. She was my favorite person. I love being black and country, and I'll die before I give it up. My blackness is not hide in the margins. It is not scared to be the one drop of brown in a room full of white folks. And even though all skin folk ain't kin folk, my blackness finds black people everywhere I go and calls them family. I love being black and country. Never ask me to be anything different because I'll die before I give it up. My blackness is diverse. It listens to hip hop and classical music. It loves to watch the Players Club. Y'all ever seen the movie The Players Club? Okay. It loves to watch the Players Club and scream, "Make that money, Diamond, don't let it make you girl." But it also watches Eat, Pray, Love and plans vacations way before the time off is approved because it's inspired. My blackness is inspirational. It be Ida B. Wells single-handedly starting the anti-lynching movement with her pen and her words, sneaking into a southern jail cell in disguise to save black men from hanging in trees for crimes they did not commit. My blackness is a mathematician. It counts my coins and figures out how much money I'm going to make after taxes before I even clock in for my first day at work. And on that job, my blackness reminds people every single day that all I gotta do and better do is stay black and not. My blackness is not a costume or the latest trend. I cannot take it off and leave it at the front door when it's convenient. It is not for sale in the name of integration. I will not barter it for assimilation because I love being black and I love being country. So I will not cut the twang out of my tongue and disconnect myself from the memories of my great-grandmother sitting on the front porch in Fountain Inn, South Carolina in a rocking chair, rolling lemons under her feet, watching the cars go by while a pot of collard greens seasoned with fatback was sitting on the stove calling her in the house for a stir. I love being black and I love being country and southern, and before I give it up, I'll die and I'll go to heaven, sit in God's kitchen and eat a bowl of okra, corn, and tomato soup and a slice of cornbread in the name of my ancestors that had to learn how to make something out of nothing. I love being black and I'll die before I give it up. I will die before I give it up because I love being black and country. This poem is called Ratchet and Righteous. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. It's just ratchet and righteous.
Be like that.
I don't even name my poems, but that was just I felt like that was the name. Like ratchet. That's me. Okay, righteous. I'm trying to get there. Okay. All right, let's see. This is for the black girls that y'all think are too loud, too sensitive, too carefree. They are judged before they even speak, or if they choose not to speak at all. This is for the black girls that like to wear crowns year-round because they know who they be. Queens yelling, "Hey!" on Saturday nights, and "Amen" on Sunday mornings. They are ratchet and righteous. This is not a rant. It is a reclamation of power that a black girl needs to resurrect her voice so that it may be louder than the drums at a Southern Black Baptist church during an impromptu praise break that spills over into the late afternoon. of everything that she's overcome. She wears a crown and a smile every single day, walking down the street, bumping Meg the Stallion, and her friend, praising God because she's still choosing life, and twerking because she can. So don't you dare judge her, even if you think you've learned a thing or two about her. Thank y'all.
Can we get another round of applause for our t-shirt coach? Absolutely amazing. Every time you share a poem, I don't know whether to cry, whether to scream, whether to dance, whether to sing, or do all in rapid succession. But thank you so much for sharing with us tonight, Starry. Thank you. Now, up next, we have one of my favorite poets, my mom. Yeah.
Yes, you made that. You made Raven.
You really gonna make me go after Starry.
You are my other favorite poet. Y'all want to switch?
That was amazing.
All of it was amazing.
Okay, so this doesn't have a title. Find someone that doesn't run away at the first sight of your emotions like it's an airborne disease. Find someone who sees your tears as water flowing from deep valleys of childhood trauma, adult disappointments, and unfulfilled dreams. Find someone who is willing to bring you boxes to pack, not to leave, but to pack up that suit of armor, vest of masculinity, and purse full of overthinking, and seal that shit up with Gorilla Glue. Find someone with arms that cradle you when you're childlike, pull you away from when you are on the edge, and squeeze you when you try to run. Find a boxer that can protect you from your own worst opponent, yourself. Can dodge your blows and pull you out of the ropes when you feel trapped. Find someone that speaks multiple love languages, and if they're unsure of yours, Rosetta Stone that shit. Also, this includes sign language. Find someone with transparency who doesn't hide the caution tape wrapped around their body and that heart hidden underneath the invisibility cloak. Find someone trying their best to turn their red flags yellow as they work on themselves daily and encourage you to work on yours, not as a fixer, but as a sideline coach. Find someone willing to light a candle when you get lost in your own darkness because they know how bright you really are. Find someone who knows that there is no I in the word us, and that the you stands for unconditional. When you find that someone, your life will reach its highest potential, and you will be rewarded with many years of happiness. You are worthy, you are ready, it's your time. It just may not be theirs.
Oh, come on.
So I was at the workshop for grief. I didn't really participate when I was there. And a lot of my poetry is about grief. And Raven read my one last poetry. So this is another one. It's called My Visitor. She came to see me again. I hadn't seen her in a while, so I welcomed her with open arms. She smiled and embraced me with a hug of 1,000 ancestors. I lay in the comfort of her familiar, and it feels like home. I've given her cute names of endearment, like my me time, my downtime, my quiet time. She is my muse and my misery. She hides behind my smile and thrives through my tears. We have some of the most intimate conversations in the shower and in my slumber. She loves me unconditionally, and I love her. We have perfect harmony of an imperfect energy, and she knows exactly when I need her. I missed her so much. Her ability to keep me numb, disconnected, isolated is just what I needed to quiet my chaos. With her, I can just exist in my own oblivion. Shh. It's just so quiet there, and I kind of like it. But I know my melancholy doldrums won't last forever. Until next time, welcome back, Chaos. Let's get this party started. Thank you.
So, up next we have my favorite poet in the Virgin Islands. He goes by many names. Moneyman, Mr. Geography, the Bajo Plumber. He knows where all the best spots are in South America. David Knight Jr. I wasn't going to say Papi Chulo. Yeah, only Priscilla. We ain't got no... We're always talking about how we don't have any kind of HR whatsoever here at Bajo.
The Bajo plumber thing is real, so please be careful back there. Thank you, Raven. So obviously very thankful for everybody for being here tonight. A lot of people I want to thank. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Raven has been hosting this now for how many years now? What's this? 3 years. Up around the last 5 or 6 years, maybe 5 years. Done an amazing job. This has really been such an undertaking. Your commitment to the arts on St. John is really obvious. Sorry, thank you so much for being here again. First time I ever heard you perform was on St. Thomas at East Garden Tea House for the Stories of the Street program that African Southpaw directed. Thought you were a really standout poet among a lot of strong poets. It's really nice to have you back here at Bajo el Sol Gallery. We are about to publish the Rhyme and Lime anthology. I know I've said that for the past 3 months for those who come every time, but it is really happening. The proof is at the printer. It's on its way. Mail has been weird. A lot of things have been stuck in Puerto Rico, as a lot of you know, so I'm just waiting to see that. Once that's done, we're going to order the cases of them to have them here. I hope we can get that by late December. That's definitely the plan. A lot of effort has gone into that. Again, editorial effort by Ms. Phillips. And then Mr. Bill Stelzer back there behind the bar, a very humble guy who doesn't get a lot of credit for the things he does, but his fingerprints are all over it as a designer. And actually, I think all the poets that have read tonight so far are included in the book. So, see all of you, everybody that's come up so much so far is in the anthology. So speaking of publishing too, like I'm a big believer in literary journals. I think they're a really important part of the kind of literary ecosystem. In a previous life, I was an editor of one myself. Literary journal Loco that's based between here and Tortola, so still going strong, founded by myself and Drew Burgess, the poet laureate at Tortola. But a lot of people don't know that we have the longest running literary journal in the Caribbean right here in the Virgin Islands. It's called The Caribbean Writer. It's based at the University of the Virgin Islands. I encourage you, if you'd like to publish poetry, if you'd like to see your work on the page, please submit. They're about to have their 39th edition, so it's an annual, so that's 39 years. Very, very long-running journal, continuously. I got some exciting news the other day that 3 poems that I submitted are going to be part of the 39th anthology. So a little history with that Caribbean Writer. I have to admit I haven't really been writing lately, so I'm going to read some old stuff that I've read here at the Rhine Round before, but it's now going to be published in the Caribbean Writer Journal, so that's why I have it. Here are these poems tonight. I'll read one, maybe two. First one is called Political Status. It was good enough, exhaustion. Our voices momentarily tightening into umbilical cords, like the young William Carlos Williams, bilingual but not remembering the name of an island, filled with drooping, sweet-scented poems, their sentences generous, inherited from networks of cattle cooperatives, large-bellied panhandlers with neighborhood nicknames. There, in the arcane corners of paradise, boards of bookkeepers dream of tourist dollars, but there is no country, no romantic curves of an autonomous chart. This time, no revolution, but the quiet blades of a fan. All the Viejas might as well be in Miami, and everyone knows the victory is in voting rights, and the sharp crack of dominoes will give way to skeptical applause. Anansi among the passengers. We tell ourselves that the mosquitoes that buzz, bleary-eyed around the swollen mouth of the well, barely comprehending, laced with dengue, are unaffected by history, by marriages and baptisms, by the foliage of yellow news clippings in full bloom across this island, the crumpled blossoms of happiness and grief pressed into albums. One beach is worth only so many duty-free watches. Everybody says a cruise ship dock meets the legal definition of a benefactor. And sure enough, you can see the endless Atlantic, turning the color of tarmac, Anansi almost imperceptible among the long line of murmuring passengers, secure in the crowd, knowing that now we can afford to be barefoot.
Thank you so much, David. So, we're at the point in the evening where I like to open up the mic to anyone that has an additional poem. If there's anybody that went before and wants to read something, I have two. Thinking a lot on, of course, grief, and a big thing that we talked about in the workshop is kind of the recursiveness of it, in that, yes, you come forward, but things kind of loop back around. It's a bit of a process. And I can see even in some of my own poetry the way I have looped back around on different emotions, different feelings, different forms of grief. So I have a very old poem. I swear, every single rhyme and line, I flip through my old stuff and I have this poem looking at me because I never really know if I really want to read it or if I should read it. I will do an adjusted version of it. I'm going to take some things out, but a lot of discussion of death and my own death is in this one. I think I wrote this probably in 2018, 2017. It's very old. This poem's really old. And I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay, it's called Dead. I want my heart to stop beating, the blood it pumps freezing till the heat leaves my skin cold. Not cold like ice, cold and stoic like the stone they'll use to mark my gravesite. Ooh, skipping that word. I'd spend my last moments wringing my wrists. I won't stop till the last drop falls or I fall from exhaustion. I've exhausted all my options, so all I'm left is a sweet, painful death, less sour than the powerless life I've lived. I swear I'd give my last breath for it. I no longer want this life I've been given. More than anything, I want decomposition. I want burial. I want to be immaterial. I want no more dissatisfaction. I want putrefaction. I want my body to break down like this life has broken me. I want creatures to devour me like the fear that eats at me every day. I want to waste away like the time spent praying, hoping, and moping for my life to get better. I want to fester, to become rotten, then eventually forgotten. so I think the live just missed those two poems. But you know what? That's probably for the best. So, is there anybody that? Yep, Nida, she got another one for us.
So much. Go, Nida, you're so fun. You blow our mind. Go, Nida.
She has bad knees. I look your age. I'm not your age. Oh. I bashed my knee on the first leg of my trip, looking at Ratatouille, that damn rat. And rats have been haunting me for the past 3 weeks.
Is this your poem?
No, I'm just talking. This is existence. This is me on a regular basis. You can ask Eva, be over there pontificating at the hostess stand. You're like, what do you say? Like, don't worry, don't worry. There's no. We were talking about grief. I came late, so I wasn't participated, but I do have grief poems as one does. I have two. Little beats. Then something a little silly. The life you want will cost you this one. I've lost so much. Was the cost worth it? What good are triumphs when love is dead? What is the point of making a ghost proud? Morning. I wonder how I'll be remembered. I hold a vigil for loved ones lost in my house. Women, you may think I have stopped mourning, but I haven't. I talk to them. I wrestle with my guilt of not being a good enough daughter, granddaughter, or friend. I think of the times I put others before them, the times I put them before myself, the times myself before anyone. I hear stories from people, viewpoints that were foreign to me. Am I the fool to mourn so long? Would they mourn me this long? Does it matter? I wonder how I will be remembered. Long after all my loved ones are dead, who will be left to cry the tears of my passing? Who will mourn me as I mourn them? Because you have to be silly. Because it wouldn't be nice if you weren't a little silly. Confession. I have never had great dick. I had fun dick, silly dick, small dick, micro dick, whack dick, lip dick, wet dick, friend dick, affair dick, boyfriend dick, forgettable dick, regrettable dick, don't tell my brother dick, uncut, ripped, and broken, but never good, never just right, lots of just okay. I'm tired of disappointing dick. Thank you. You're always a gift to have, man. So, is there anybody else that would like to come to the mic? Oh, got somebody. And please introduce yourself. Good night. My name is Misha. I'm a little nervous, so give me a second.
We got you.
Okay, thank you. This poem I'm about to read is by Julia Marie Wade. It's a coming out poem. It's called When I Was Straight. I did not love women as I do now. I loved them with my eyes closed, my back turned. I loved them silent, startled, and shy. The world was dreamless slumber party. Sleeping bags like straitjackets spread out on the living room floor, my face pressed into a slender pillow. All night I woke to rain, the strangers' windows. No one remembered to leave a light on in the hall. Someone's father seemed to always be shaving. When I stood up, I tried to tiptoe around the sleeping bodies, their long hair speckled with confetti, their faces bleached by the portrait moon. I never knew exactly where the bathroom was. I tried to wake the host girl to ask her, but she was the only one adrift in the sea of bodies. I was ashamed. To say they all looked the same to me, beautiful, untouchable as stars. It will be years before I learn to find anyone so sumptuous, terrifyingly dark. Thank you. Thank you, Nisha. It's always nice to have new faces at Rhyme and Live. I hope you'll join us at the next song. Kate?
All right. So, story. I actually went to college in Greenville, South Carolina. Well, about that. So sometimes I lie and I tell people I went to Furman University. Worse, Bob Jones University.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I got expelled, which speaks highly of my character. Yeah. 100 demerits for visual intercourse, and another 50 for going to Pizza Hut with boys. It's a whole thing. All right. So, this is a piece called I Wish I'd Said. And there is a trigger warning for addiction and a trigger warning for loving an addict. All right. So it's I Wish I'd Said. I remember the moment, December 16, 2015, around 6 p.m. I said, I'm done. I said, I can't live like this anymore. I said, I'm wasting my time with you. I said, I deserve more. And I did. But everything I said in that moment in front of the Christmas tree we argued over was centering myself, and it started with the word I. I, as if there hadn't been a we for the last 3 years. I, as if we hadn't both shed tears. I, as if we hadn't both brought toxicity into that double shotgun house off of Oak Street. I, as if there was nothing left of value in us to see. You see, I am not sorry we broke up. You see, staying isn't love when resentment becomes the only constant. You see, everything I said in my anger and frustration that night was true, and also it wasn't everything I wish I had said. You see, there was so much more to you and to us. I wish I had said you changed my life for better. I wish I had said that thank you. I wish I had said I will never regret the friendship, the community you showed me how to build and how you built so beautifully. I wish I had said you sang John Legend songs sexier than John Legend sings, and that the world needs your voice. I remember the moment, October 22nd, 2019, around 9 a.m. That's the moment I found out I was still in your case of emergency contact. The moment I found out you died alone, whether by choice or overdose, we will never know. The moment I realized I was never going to have the opportunity to tell you that all of me loved all of you, loved your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. You see, you are the one that taught me I can hold two opposing truths at the same time, and they can both be true. We were not healthy together, and you were the single most influential partner I've ever had. Your drug addiction broke me in 2015, and I still wish you had called me that night in 2019. You were both incredibly destructive and equally creative, and I wish I had said so much more.
Thank you, Katie. We got a friend of the gallery, a not-so visitor of St. John.
So, this is a little gypsy poem. Sometimes I question why I am still here. Not here in life, but here. I have options. Most of us have options. Somewhere else. Although this place was unknown to me, I had no fear of it. And although the transition did not go so well for we, I became an I with two small we's to support. Not one time in this transition did I question my decision, and to run away from what I had ran to would be considered an oxymoron. All my life, the unknown has been my beacon to see what's on the other side. Oh, but when that beacon goes dark, it gets dark as hell, which is why I'm sharing this with you. I call those blackouts fear, or whopping. Fear can make it hard to see, hear, and feel. You fumble around in it, knocking shit over, running into people you should have avoided, even in broad daylight, into areas that belong, entering areas you don't belong because they are under construction and hazardous, and you don't have a hard hat or a hazmat. Fear will have you listening to voices that turn out to be the sirens of Greek mythology. Fear will cripple you and find yourself crouched in a corner like that dead spider in the corner of your room that you didn't even know was there. There were no webs anywhere, and the hair on the back of your neck didn't warn you. Where the hell did that come from? And what killed it? I digress. Arachnophobia is real. Fear can have you laying in bed all day, working all day, crying all day, angry all day, hungry all day, eating all day, doing nothing and everything all day. All at the same time. Fear is kryptonite, but also catnip. So most of us waddle around in it for a while and make a big mess until another two-leg comes and sweep it away. Some of you might miss that one. I have learned that fear may buckle your knees a little, but you can quickly switch that shit up and dance and move to play it off. So I guess it's safe to say I am still here because I was called by a siren to travel 2,000 miles to a place constantly under construction and mostly hazardous that makes me laugh, cry, scream, and cuss in the dark and feel thankful all at the same time. I am here because the roller coaster ride from Coral Bay and somewhere between pothole 4 and pothole 64, traffic was stopped by a kid, a baby goat, in the middle of the road to suckle from his mother. No one laid on their home, no one yelled obscenities, no one tried to pass. We all just sat there in St. John traffic jam and waited until he had his fill. It was the most peaceful, beautiful, loving, but frustrating moment any mother sucker could give. And I realized why I'm here. Because darkness has no power over someone who holds light, and here is where the light shines bright.
Thank you, Mama. That was beautiful. And also a blast from Cass. She said two legs. So two legs. My goodness. That is from a book series that I read in 5th grade. How do you remember that? I haven't thought about those books in forever.
Right. I still have them.
You still have them? Oh, wow. So, I think that with that, we're going to go ahead and close off unless we have one last poem. Going once. Going twice. Okay. And with that, I want to thank all of you that joined us for our workshop today. I want to thank all of you that joined us for Rhyme and Line. I hope that you'll join us on November, the day after Thanksgiving for Evening in the Courtyard, and again on December 14th. Please get home safe, try to stay dry, and always, always treat yourself with grace. Have a wonderful night, everybody.